The holidays have been an extremely just blessed and chill time for me, but with a new year comes more anime, and Dragon Ball is forever, guys. This video, however, doesn't include some sort of happy ending or poetic justice for any of our Z fighters really that we know. In fact, this video is a continuation of a deep dive into the psyche of one of, if not the most developed character in the series. Vegeta, in my honest opinion over the years, has been one of the most consistent characters when it comes to his original personality, even though he may not necessarily be evil anymore, though still a bit rough around the edges. Even though Vegeta is one of the oldest and most beloved characters in the Dragon Ball series, there's still much we don't know about his past, the sins he's committed before meeting Goku, and the things he fears most in life that he would never speak of. Even in a series such as Dragon Ball GT that often gets written off quickly for not being canon, however, Vegeta was his same old envious, hardworking self who wouldn't dare show any other emotion really besides anger and pridefulness. The other side of a ruthless Saiyan prince is that of a loving father of two, and having a family is easily one of the main factors, I'd say, in Vegeta being the man he is today. This is an original fan-made story called Dragon Ball New Age by Malik DBNA, and it's been a little while since we've last visited this one. This story takes place a few years after the end of Dragon Ball GT and after the battle with Rigor that left both Goku and Vegeta clinging to life, however none more so than Rigor himself. Once the battle was over, peace befell the earth once more as Goku and Vegeta awaited an inevitable rematch and final battle with the Rogue Saiyan whenever he's to return. This time of peace, however, even gave Vegeta a moment of bonding with his daughter Brawl. As the two go into town on a shopping trip, a peaceful vacation quickly turns to a nightmare as an unknown figure that had been stalking the civilians appears and begins taking out the townspeople. This is the new Demon King, and his current goal seems to be draining the very life force out of the inhabitants of the city, but when he stumbles upon Brawl, her enormous Saiyan energy piques his interest even more. As Vegeta arrives to the aid of his daughter, the demon is 1,000 times more intrigued with him, seeing as how his power is far more enormous and pure than his daughter's. With the Demon King refusing to leave without a battle, he and Vegeta move the fight to a deserted location so as not to harm any more of the city. So he tells Brawl to hurry home and inform Trunks of what's going on in the meantime. As the battle continues, Vegeta easily defeats the demon in a battle of strength and fighting skill. However, the demon specializes much more in the dark arts, and before Vegeta can finish him, a dark energy consumes him and he faints on the spot. When Vegeta comes to, the Demon King has vanished and Vegeta can no longer sense him anymore. However, he doesn't feel like this is over and something is strange here. This is when he remembers Brawl and how the demon promised to go back to the city and kill her if given the chance, so Vegeta races back to the city as fast as he can. Upon arriving, the thing he feared most comes true. Not only does Vegeta find the city to be in complete ruins now, but he also comes across the deceased body of his only daughter Brawl. This, however, is when Brawl begins to move again and even speaks to Vegeta, as if her body has been possessed by something, but this dark energy was all too familiar to Vegeta as it now became clear that this certainly wasn't his daughter. The Demon King's dark influence still lingers within Vegeta as he's now forced to fight his very own daughter once she's possessed by the Demon King, and even though in simplest terms this may be a dream, the Demon King's dark magic extends far beyond something as novice as illusions. Vegeta is pushed into a corner by the possessed demon Brawl, but her abilities are unfathomable as her torment of Vegeta has just begun. However, Vegeta has a trick up his sleeve as well that still may in fact save his life. If you guys want to check out Dragon Ball New Age and the Dark Demon King saga for yourselves, the link to Malik's Twitter will be down below in the description box, so be sure to go check him out. Be sure to have those notifications turned on to never miss an upload as soon as they go live, guys, and if you have been enjoying all of the anime content recently, consider leaving a like on this video as well. It really helps out a ton. Be sure to follow on both Twitch and Twitter to stay up with me and all anime related content. But first, a very special message from today's sponsor.
Hey yo guys, listen up. Did you know that 2 out of 3 guys will go through baldness from the time they're 35?
35?
35. So how do you prevent your hair from continuing to, well, do that? The answer is you gotta do something while you still have that hair. Introducing Keeps. Their mission is to stop hair loss before it's too late in a convenient way. There's a reason why thousands of guys use Keeps, and there's a reason why they have more 5-star reviews than any of their competitors. Keeps has amazing hair loss treatments. You can—
Hey, I don't want to go outside to a doctor's office.
You don't have to. No more going to the hospital for a prescription. It's 2021, man. You can get treated from home. Talk to a doctor online and get your hair loss medication delivered right to your door. You can easily get your medication every 3 months, so no more awkward doctor appointments and no more long lineups. Take a look at these before and after photos of satisfied guys using Keeps. The results are crazy. Treatments typically take between 4 to 6 months to see results, so the sooner you start using Keeps, the more hair you'll save. That means it's time for action. To prevent your hair from going bye-bye, head to keeps.com/TechStarr or click the link in the description to receive 50% off on your first order. That's keeps.com/TechStarr. Thanks to Keeps for sponsoring this video.
As Vegeta desperately attempts to keep his guards up against Brawl, her bottomless power thanks to the Demon King's dark magic has begun to wear Vegeta down to the point where he's forced to fight her as a Super Saiyan now. Vegeta begins to overwhelm the Demon King posing as Brawl now, who had never expected this much of a power increase from him due to knowing little to nothing about Saiyans and their legendary transformations. "I've never seen someone with a will so strong," she says. "He shouldn't even be able to stand, much less put up a fight like this. And what's that change? It made him so much stronger." Vegeta continues to overwhelm the Demon King, but all of a sudden, a sharp pain surges through his head and freezes him immediately. Vegeta is brought to his knees in pain by whatever is going on in his head as the Demon King laughs. "Well, that certainly was close," she says, "but I suppose it was only a matter of time. You have tremendous will, I'll give you that, but the walls are starting to buckle now, aren't they?" Vegeta continues to writhe in pain as Brawl continues to taunt him. How it must feel. The tentacles of madness, stinging and burning every synapse in that tender brain of yours, she says. "I relish such things as this. The pain, the exquisite agony. It's almost comical how pathetic you mortals are when subject to just a sample of my glory. I think the question has now become a matter of just how long can you hold on? A few hours? A few minutes? You stand at the precipice of just waiting for one final push." This is when Vegeta somewhat snaps out of it and charges Brawl once again as if her words had no effect on him. The two begin to clash again, but it's clear this time that Vegeta has begun to become weak. "Oh, it seems like you've gotten a bit slower, haven't you?" she says to him. "Last time must have been quite a doozy." She grabs him by the face as Vegeta freezes in his tracks and she hisses, "Let's dig a little deeper, shall we?" Vegeta is immediately subjected to immense inner turmoil as the Demon King invades his mind and exposes his innermost fears to feed upon and weaken Vegeta even further. "Yes, I can see it all now," she says. "Envy, anger, all your pain, guilt, and torment. Your fears, all the doubts you have about yourself," she goes on. "All the darkness you've tucked away. I'll drown you in all of it," she says, as Vegeta is then snapped back to consciousness, but the person that stands before him now embodies the very negativities Vegeta holds within him. "What?" he says, shocked. "No way. It can't really be you." Across from Vegeta now at this moment stands a person who is the exact spitting image of Goku. However, this being harbors the same sinister dark aura as Brawl and the Demon King. "Well, now who might this be?" Brawl asks sarcastically. "So much envy and pent-up frustration against this one." "Now dance," she whispers in Goku's ear, causing him to charge at Vegeta immediately. Vegeta is taken aback by this dark, evil version of Goku, absent of all life in his eyes, but at this moment, none of that matters as he's forced to defend himself. Even though Vegeta is still exhausted, he still puts up an impressive fight against Black Goku as the two look fairly evenly matched throughout their clash. As Vegeta continues his onslaught, Black Goku's body begins to disappear as Vegeta falls right through him. The Demon King's dark magic, while not as physically powerful as Vegeta, is very handy in giving him the edge against stronger opponents who don't see through his trickery right away, as Black Goku sends Vegeta flying across the battlefield. As Vegeta gets back to his feet, however, the Demon King has another special surprise for him, and this one will push him to his limits and far beyond as the Demon King continues to torment him. Outside in the real world, however, Vegeta stands almost frozen in time on the battlefield in a trance-like state while under the dark magic of the Demon King, battling within his own spirit. Although hours may have seemed to have passed by this point, it's really only been a few moments since Vegeta was reduced to this state and began to struggle within himself and his consciousness. Tranquil as he may be on the outside, in the inner depths of Vegeta's spirit, the very embodiment of his soul fights for survival as Vegeta has now been forced to his limits and battles to the end as a Super Saiyan 3. Back in Vegeta's spirit, although he's transformed into a Super Saiyan 3 now, he's surrounded by not just Black Goku, but what looks to be dozens of copies of himself in a demonic version of Super Saiyan. "This is ridiculous," he says. "No matter how many of these things I take down, they just keep coming, and they're getting stronger, it seems like. They might look like Super Saiyans, but I can barely keep up with them, even in Super Saiyan 3. "You could have prevented all of this, you know," the Demon King says as one of the Demon Vegetas. "Had you simply followed the path of the least resistance and given yourself unto me. I could have spared you your agony, but you're too proud, aren't you? Now I'll take your body by force, and once you're mine, I'll spend every waking moment breaking your spirit. Breaking you. Do you understand that you can never win?" He roars as, like puppets, he orchestrates using key strings for all of the Demon Vegetas to attack that he seems to be controlling. Vegeta roars as he charges in to take on all of the clones at once, battling for his very life against himself and the essence of his own spirit, really. Vegeta being pushed to the brink once again goes on an absolute tear as a Super Saiyan 3, mercilessly attacking all of the Super Saiyans as he even eliminates 2 with a single blast that pierces through one of them. "I can't keep this up forever," he says, exhausted. "At this rate, these things are gonna overwhelm me. If I want to stop these puppets, I'm gonna have to sever the strings." He then turns his attention to the skies and finds the culprit who seems to be controlling all of these rogue Super Saiyans. He charges at the puppet master at full speed, ignoring all of the clones, as the main one replies, "Oh, so that's how it is it?" He draws his hand back, which causes one of the Dark Vegeta puppets to act as a shield and hop in front of him. "Did you really think it was going to be that easy?" the Demon King says. The Dark Vegeta puppet sends Vegeta crashing into the ground below as he pierces through the battlefield. "How am I even supposed to get close to him?" Vegeta says, getting back to his feet, "with all of these shadow me's lurking around." "You use your head in battle," the Demon King says to him. "I like that. You figured it best to go after the general instead of mucking around with the troops. Too bad I have the advantage in numbers," he says. "Would you like a hint?" he asks condescendingly. "You might stand a little bit of a chance if you can eliminate all of these shade puppets at once, but if you wanted to do that..." "Let me guess," Vegeta says, cutting him off. "I'll need to use my full power or something, right? You sound like a broken record. I already told you to forget it." "Ah, so stubborn," the Demon King replies. "Fine. If that's the way you want it, then I suppose you'll just have to suffer." It's at this point that Vegeta is caught off guard by one of his dark copies, ambushing him from behind and jumping on his back. With Vegeta now restrained, another copy comes and lands a crushing punch to the gut, while Vegeta is defenseless that stuns him to his core. Then, the entire gang of Dark Vegeta copies begins to jump Vegeta and absolutely pulverize him while he's being restrained, but the Demon King may soon regret pushing Vegeta to this point, as his patience shatters to pieces. Vegeta has had absolutely enough, he roars, as the golden glow from his Super Saiyan 3 disappears and is replaced with a primal power only known to those of pure Saiyan blood as his energy explodes. What is this?" the Demon King asks, surprised. Vegeta's power completely explodes as he's pushed to his tipping point and forced to undergo his most powerful form and reveal his true strength. As his power continues to grow, all of the dark copies of Goku and Vegeta were obliterated in the surge of energy that followed, incinerating them all at once. When Vegeta's transformation is complete, His explosion of power has left little of the battlefield they once fought upon, as he stands exhausted. However, the Demon King as well as the Dark Vegetas and Goku are nowhere to be found anymore, as Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta is born once again and takes the stage in what looks to be the final battle.